Today I'm going to challenge you to take your practice off the mat, and I'm going to teach you about cupping. The mat is gone, and today we're going to work on self-care. So I know when people hear the word yoga, they think of being flexible, they think of postures, but I want you to get in the habit of thinking of yoga as this more all-encompassing way to be. Whether it's on your mat or off your mat, being more cognizant of the world and our environment, the food we eat, or maybe where that food comes from, more cognizant of the things we put on our body or in our body, and even as far as the thoughts we think, which is a huge struggle for me, and I have no shame in saying that. But today is self-care, and it's about cupping because people ask me about it all the time, so I figured why not just share it with the world on YouTube. I am not a massage therapist, and I am not an acupuncturist. I have worked with both, and they serve different purposes. Chinese medicine used cupping as a means of detoxification, as were massage therapists would use it more along the lines of deep tissue work or increasing mobility, breaking through scar tissue, which is why I discovered cupping. I did it out of necessity. For those of you who don't know, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I've been injecting insulin for 22 years. So diabetics get something called lipohypertrophy. And basically what it is, it's a scarring that happens in the subcutaneous layer, that's your fat layer, from injecting insulin. Without that injection, I wouldn't be here. So I wanted to preserve my sites the best that I could, and that's when I discovered cupping. So we're going to unwrap this together, and I think you'll see it's a lot easier than you might think. So normally my cupping routine is done in the shower. For today, we're going to use either oil or lotion. I'm going to use my seaweed detox cream with lemongrass because it's delicious. And I'm just going to get a little bit of lotion on my legs so I can demonstrate what I do. And like I said, this is so easy. It's so user-friendly. And I think it just, because it leaves a mark, people get a little freaked out about it. They make massage cups. And I find that there's a little lip on the cup, and I just don't particularly like it. What I find more effective is something called a cellulite cup. And yes, by the name, it will break up cellulite because what it's doing is it's bringing blood flow to the surface. I just suctioned it to my leg. And as you slide it over your skin, you're breaking up those fatty deposits. So you do need to be consistent with it. And it's not like a cure, but it will definitely help with cellulite. Now, if I were injecting insulin in my leg, which I do use my leg to inject, I would suction, and I would just spend 1 or 2 minutes sliding my cup up and down my leg over my injection sites. Now, I will say, if you're watching this and you are a diabetic, I do tend to avoid the places where I'm actively injecting. I could certainly make a video on how I focus on rotating my sites. I feel like after 22 years, I have very little to no visible lipohypertrophy. So this clearly is working. I've been doing it for 7 or 8 years. So it's working. But I am sliding up and down my thigh, which is where I'm currently injecting my basal insulin. But I also have very quite tight quads. So I can feel as I'm rolling my cup up and down the tightness in the area around the medialis and down into the side here. So I can take the cup and I can just leave it for 30 seconds, a minute. It is going to turn red, right? We are going to get a little bruise there. And continue to slide down and hold it there. Now I can do a couple cups. I might line a couple cups up and then go back into my sliding. And it is a little I think of this similar to like if you were rolling on a lacrosse ball or a foam roller, it's kind of got that hurt so good, or if you've had a deep tissue massage, it's similar to that. In one of my videos, I'm going to say it was the Deep Gentle video, I took a fold with you guys, and as I folded forward, my hair fell out of the way, and the whole side of my neck and my shoulder had cupping marks all over it. And I thought, God, I hope the world knows that that's cupping. But as you can see, I've got a little bit of, well, I don't know if you can see, but I've got a little bit of redness going on, but I can feel the warmth coming up onto the skin. So the more you cup, the more you're going to learn where you need to be cupping. Unless you have something obvious like scar tissue, you would want to continue to keep working your scar tissue, because scar tissue, even after an incision has healed, will continue to grow and tighten. So it is critical that if you do have something like an incision, that you are mindful to keep working at it so that it doesn't begin to impede your mobility, which it certainly can do. Now, wherever you're tight when you do foam rolling, if you do lacrosse ball work, wherever you're tight on that lacrosse ball, I can guarantee you, you're gonna get the same or similar feeling with your cups. So I might leave my cup there. I have a very tight, I could feel it in the outside of my calf here. So I might leave that cup there for a minute or so. I might leave it there for 5 minutes because it feels so good. And then just slowly find my way up. Now you might want to line a couple of them up wherever you're feeling the tightness. And it's not really that hard. It's really so simple. And I think it's just intimidating because it leaves a mark. But I swear by this for my scar tissue and to continue to work with the tight muscles and enhanced mobility. The kit I'll link below in the description will probably have some smaller ones, and the smaller ones are actually for your face. So fair warning, if you left this on your face, you would have a little hickey on your face, so don't do that. But I might use this at night before bed. Now, I clean my face with oil, and that's probably a video for another day, where cleaning with oil actually helps balance the sebum production of your skin and the Ayurvedic practice of Avyanga, which is warm oil massage. Like I said, that's for another day. But I might take this and rub it across my forehead, or go from the chin back to the ear, right? We wanna go back. We don't wanna go forward to prevent wrinkles, right? We're bringing blood flow to the face and assisting in lymphatic drainage. And that's just gonna help us age more gracefully, naturally, which is what we want. Also, coming down the side of your neck is another means of just stimulating the lymph flow, which is for the detoxification. So I think you could see that this really isn't that difficult, or there's nothing really challenging about it. It's just about becoming curious and wanting to give it a try. So I hope I've enlightened you on cupping, and that it's something that you can do at home with very little time and effort. And if you have scar tissue, if you have tight muscles, if you are a diabetic and constantly injecting insulin into your body like me, then that subcutaneous tissue is very valuable real estate, and we need to keep it preserved. So my channel is all about yoga and finding ways to live a better, healthier, happier life on the mat and off the mat. If this resonated with you, or if you want more of that, consider subscribing to this channel to be part of what it is that we do. And I hope I get to see you soon. Namaste. I can't decide.